Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Podcast. Today is Thursday, August 22nd, 2019. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's baseball games and look ahead to today's games. Little League World Series, talk about what's going on there. NFL Preseason Week 3, preview the 4 games. Or it might be 6 tonight, actually. Yes, it is 6 games in action tonight. And what I'm looking forward to, guess the lines, college football week 0, and my best bet of the day. All right, baseball we'll start with first. Some interesting results yesterday. Some contenders pulling off wacky wins and some monster upsets that we'll get to as well. Reds over the Padres 4-2. Nice win for the Reds. 16-66 on the year. Padres are 59-67. Luis Castillo to win. Getting charged with the loss for the Padres was Eric Yardley, and Rafael Iglesias gets his 26th save of the year. Luis Castillo, 6 innings, 5 hits, and a run, no walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 3.04. Matt Strahm was pretty much an opener in this game for the Padres, 2 innings, 3 hits, and 4 strikeouts, ERA of 5.11. Rays over the Mariners, 7-6, a much-needed win for the Tampa Bay Rays. 74-54 on the year. Seattle drops to 54-74. Emilio Pagan, the win. Matt McGill, the loss. So the Rays get a walk-off win. Willie Adames scores on a wild pitch by Matt McGill after Kevin Kiermaier ties the game in the bottom of the ninth with a home run. Charlie Morton started for Tampa. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. ERA 2.85. Starting for Seattle was the opener by the name of Corey Guerin. An inning, an earned run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts, ERA 3.92. Wade LeBlanc, 4 in the third inning, 7 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, ERA 5.52, and that was in relief. White Sox over the Twins 4-0. Chicago is 57-69. Minnesota 77-50. Lucas Giolito to win. Jake Odorizzi to loss. Giolito was sensational. Complete game shutout, 3 hits, 12 strikeouts, ERA 3.2. Jake Odorizzi, 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 6 strikeouts, ERA 3.57. Rockies over the Diamondbacks 7-2. Colorado 58-69. Arizona 64-64. Getting the win for the Rockies, Tim Melville. Mike Leake the loss. Melville 7 innings, 2 hits and a run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 1.29. So a quality start for him. Mike Leake, 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, no walks, and a strikeout ERA 8.02. So he has not been very good since coming over in the trade. Rangers over the Angels 8-7. Rangers 63-65, Angels 63-67. Getting the win for Texas, Jonathan Hernandez. Trevor Cahill gets the loss for the Angels. Mike Minor started 5 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, ERA 3.17. Starting for the Angels in this game was Patrick Sandoval, 3 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 6.75. Orioles over the Royals 8-1. Baltimore 41-86. Casey 45-82. Aaron Brooks to win. Mike Montgomery the loss. Brooks was solid, 5 innings, 7 hits, and a run, to walk, 4 strikeouts, ERA 6.21. Montgomery 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 3 strikeouts, ERA 4.46. Has not been that great since coming over in the trade. Nats over the Pirates 11-1. Washington 69-57. Pittsburgh 52-74. Patrick Corbin the win. Joe Musgrove the loss. Corbin 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 3.17. So a good bounce back start for him. Musgrove 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout, ERA 4.74. Mets over the Indians 4-3 in 10 innings on a walk-off RBI single by J.D. Davis. 66-60 are the Mets. Cleveland 74-53. Luis Avalon the win. Brad Hand the loss. The thing about this game goes to extras. Cleveland takes the lead on a home run by Carl Santana. Then the Mets rally in the bottom of the 10th. Fielder's choice by Conforto. Rosario scores 3-3, and then the RBI single by J.D. Davis. So that's a game in the past that the Mets would lose. And the fact that they won a game like this really shows that this may not be same old Mets after all. Marcus Stroman started 4 innings, 5 hits, and a run, a walk, and a strikeout, ERA 4.58. He was pulled from his start due to a hamstring problem. Adam Plutko, 6 innings for 2 runs and walk, 5 strikeouts, rate 4.54, so I'll call you outing for Plutko. Phillies over the Red Sox, 5-2. Phillies are 66-60, Boston 67-61. Jared Hughes to win, Rick Porcello the loss, Hector Neris to save. Drew Smyly started for Philly, 3 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 6.99. Rick Porcello, 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 5.49. Braves over the Marlins 5-0. Atlanta is 76-52. Miami 45-80. Julio Teheran the win. Caleb Smith the loss. Teheran was very good. 7 innings, 5 hits, no runs, walks, 9 strikeouts, rate 3.53. Caleb Smith was not. 6 innings, 5 earned runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts, rate 3.82. Brewers over the Cardinals 5-3. It ended in 8 innings because the game was called off due to weather. Milwaukee 65-62. St. Louis 67-58. Adrian Hauser to win, Adam Wainwright the loss, Junior Guerrero the save. Hauser 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits and earned run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, rate 3.62. Adam Wainwright 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, rate 4.51. Cubs over the Giants 12-11. This was a wild game. Cubs back in first place, 68-58 on the year. San Francisco 63-64. Brandon Kinsler to win. Ryan Moronta the loss, Craig Kimbrell the save. Starting for this game for the Cubs was Yu Darvish. His worst start in a while. 5 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts, rate 4.43. Derek Rodriguez 4 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, rate 5.26. A huge upset. Tigers over the Astros 2-1. The biggest upset in baseball over the last 15 years. Detroit's 38-86, Houston 81-47. Buck Farmer to win, Justin Verlander the loss, Joe Jimenez the save. Daniel Norris started 3 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, rate 4.70. Then he was pulled. Tyler Alexander 4 innings, 3 hits, and a run, a walk, 3 strikeouts, rate 6.03. Verlander, the dreaded complete game loss. 2 hits, which were both home runs given up, ironically, and obviously 2 runs. 11 strikeouts, ERA 2.77. Athletics over the Yankees 6-4. Another big win for Oakland. 73-53 on the year. New York is 83-45. Mike Fiers to win. Jay Happ the loss. Liam Hendricks the save. Mike Fiers 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 3.46. Jay Happ 4 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 5.58. He pitched into the 5th, and then Aaron Boone pulled him because he loaded the bases without getting an out, and then Chad Green came on. Did a nice job, although he gave up that home run in the 6th inning to Stephen Piscotty. Yankees made it interesting late, but they obviously did not get the job done, and they couldn't get the big hit, although Happ was not very good either. Dodgers over the Blue Jays 2-1 in 10 innings on a walk-off homer by Max Muncy. 84-44 on the year. Toronto 52-77. Pedro Baez the win. Getting the loss for Toronto was Tim Meza. Dodgers' best record in baseball again by a game over the Yankees. Walker Buehler, outstanding. 7 innings, 5 hits, 8 strikeouts, ERA 3.16. Wilmer Font, the opener, 2 innings, a hit, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 3.67. Today's games, at 1 o'clock, you have the resumed game between the Royals and the Red Sox that was suspended back from August 7th. It's a 4-4 game. We'll see how that plays out, although it's meaningless. Really, all the Red Sox can do is gain a half game in the wild card race in the American League. 2:20, Giants-Cubs. You got Jeff Samardzija and Kyle Hendricks. 7 o'clock, Rays-Orioles. Ryan Yarbrough and Asher Wojciechowski. Nats-Pirates. Max Scherzer and Stephen Brault. Indians-Mets. Aaron Savali and Noah Syndergaard. Marlins-Braves at 7:20. Sandy Alcantara and Mike Soroka, 7:45. Rockies-Cardinals. Herman Marquez and Miles Mikolas. 8 o'clock, Tigers-Astros. Jordan Zimmerman and Garrett Cole. Rangers-White Sox. Ariel Gerardo and Ross Dittweiler. Yankees Athletics at 9:30. Masahiro Tanaka and Tanner Roark. Roark has been a great addition to the Oakland rotation. And obviously Masahiro Tanaka is somebody that normally steps up when the Yankees need somebody to step up. Blue Jays Dodgers at 10 o'clock. You have Jacob Wazikpak and Kenta Maeda. All right, NFL preseason, week 3 begins tonight. 6 games, 7 o'clock, Giants, Bengals. Biggest story in this game, obviously, Daniel Jones has been the biggest story in the preseason and how he's looked. There's some talk that he could take Eli Manning's job, but I'm not buying it because I think the Giants are too loyal to their former franchise quarterback, or even saying former franchise quarterback in the sense he's still on the team, but he's just not a franchise quarterback anymore. But I think they're just very loyal to Eli, and they probably will start him out of respect. And if, God forbid, if they don't start him, then John Mara will be really mad, and Archie Manning will throw a fit, and you know the whole deal. I've had enough of talking about the Giants' loyalty to Eli Manning. But Daniel Jones, meanwhile, has been terrific in the preseason, really has silenced some doubters, although this is a meaningful football. 7:30, Redskins, Falcons. Dwayne Haskins, how's he going to look in his 3rd preseason game? He really has been disappointing relative to Daniel Jones so far. Talk about disappointing. Will Greer of the Panthers going up against the Patriots. Jarrett Stidham's been very good for the Pats in the preseason. By the way, the Bengals, Ryan Finley's been very good in the preseason. And in Atlanta, I think you'll see a lot of Matt Ryan. You'll see Calvin Ridley. You'll see some of their guys, except for probably Julio Jones. It's pretty much their dress rehearsal game. This is everybody's dress rehearsal game. That 3rd preseason game, you see a lot of starters play into the halftime break, and then probably you won't see Daniel Jones and Dwayne Haskins play until the second halves of their respective games. Ravens, Eagles also at 7:30. Josh McCown starting for Philly. Lamar Jackson's had a good preseason for the Ravens. 8 o'clock, Packers, Raiders. Derek Carr looked good against the Cardinals. Dress rehearsal game for him and his team. Antonio Brown probably won't play. I don't think you'll see Aaron Rodgers either. So that's going to be interesting. And then Jaguars, Dolphins on Fox. Nick Foles making his debut tonight for the Jaguars. You'll see both Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen for Miami. And by the way, Panthers note, you will see Cam Newton tonight. I don't think you'll see Tom Brady because he never really plays preseason games. But you never know. I've seen him play preseason games before. I just don't think you'll see him because he is somebody that really doesn't need preseason at this point in his career. So now we'll move on to the Little League World Series. You have 2 elimination games tonight. You have South Chungcheong, South Korea against Williamstead, Caraco. So you got that elimination game tonight on the national side of the bracket at 3 o'clock on ESPN. I think Korea wins this game and moves on. And then you'll see Caraco in a consolation game. And then you have Louisiana and Virginia, 7 o'clock, ESPN elimination game. Hawaii wound up winning last night, so Virginia's in this spot. 2 really good teams. Louisiana looked really good in their win against Jersey. I really thought Virginia was the best team in this tournament, but Hawaii really has blown me away as well. They beat Virginia last night by a score of 12-9. Japan defeated South Korea 7-2, and then obviously Louisiana defeated Elizabeth, New Jersey 4-1 in the elimination game yesterday. So you have Louisiana and Virginia tonight. I think Virginia moves on to take on Hawaii in a rematch. I just think Virginia is the better team. Would not be surprised at all if Louisiana pulls this off because they really have impressed me. And the same could be said for the international game. I would not be surprised if Caraco defeats South Korea today as well. So the picks for today, South Korea and Virginia in 2 elimination games. The winner go on to the championship games, respectively. Virginia would play Hawaii, and then South Korea would play Japan in a rematch. So I think we'll have 2 rematches in the Little League World Series. Guess the Lines is back. Remember that game that I did last year on the podcast and had a grand old time with? Well, that's back. We're only going to do 2 games because week 0 of college begins on Saturday with 2 games. You have a game in Orlando, Florida between Miami and 8th-ranked Florida. And then that game's on ESPN. I think we'll see on the call this game Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and company, because game day is going to be airing from Disney World. And I think that's a very clever idea because obviously Disney and ESPN are sister companies, and game day hasn't aired from a magical place like Disney before. Yes, it's done a show from Times Square. Times Square is a great place, but nothing like having a show from Disney World's Magic Kingdom. So that's going to be a fun watch on Saturday morning. And then 10 o'clock on the CBS Sports Network, you have Arizona at Hawaii. My guesses for the lines, though. The first game, Miami against Florida. I have Florida as a 7.5 point favorite over Miami. And Florida is favored by 7.5. So, first guess out of the gate was correct for me. And then Arizona at Hawaii, the 10 o'clock game on CBS Sports Network. I have Arizona slated as a 15.5 point favorite. And Arizona is favored by 11. So I was 4.5 points off on that one. So, hey, I nailed one on the head and the other one I was a 4.5 off. So not a bad start to guess the lines. I'll do this on either Monday or Tuesday next week for week 1 of the college season. Like I said, I do this normally every Monday for college football and the NFL. And just straight up guess the lines and see how far I'm off. I'm going to try to get Nick Costos on tomorrow. He has a new show out, You Better You Bet. And we're going to possibly talk about some of the over-unders in college football and the NFL in terms of win totals. And then we're going to go over some Super Bowl odds, Heisman odds, MVP odds, and national championship odds, and maybe even college football playoff odds as well. But that's not confirmed yet. Best bet of the day brought to you by DraftKings. Some interesting games today on the baseball slate. So, without further ado, here we go. I am going to take the Chicago Cubs at home against the Giants. I just think that the Cubs are better, and Kyle Hendricks always pitches well at Wrigley. I'm going to go with the Rays against the Orioles. Don't forget, Ryan Yarbrough pitched so well the last time he took the mound at Camden Yards. So I'm going to ride with the Rays there. I'm riding with the Nationals. They have really been really reliable to me of late. So I'm going to keep riding with them as long as they're playing a team that's inferior to them. I'm going to take the Atlanta Braves tonight against the Marlins. I'm going to go with the Astros at home against the Tigers. I expect a big bounce-back win for Houston tonight. And I'm going to go with the Dodgers at home against the Blue Jays. The Yankees were under consideration, but they're a short favorite, and they might be looking ahead of that Dodger series a little bit, so I won't be surprised if they get swept by the A's, who, by the way, the Athletics need these games more than the Yankees because the Athletics are in that wild card race in the American League. Yankees already have the division and the playoff spot kind of locked up, so they really don't need these games. I think the Dodgers series is more important to the Yankees than this Athletic series, only because I think the Yankees want home field advantage in the playoffs. So I think they really want to focus more on that Dodger series. Although I think they will probably win tonight with their best starting pitcher, Masahiro Tanaka, on the mound tonight, who's better in big games than any of their starters that they currently have. Tanner Roark's just due for a stinker, too. So I didn't include the Yankees on there because they could be looking at the Dodgers game. So I didn't want to put New York on there. So again, Cubs, Rays, Nationals, Braves, Astros, Dodgers. 645 odds, wagering $1, payout of $7.45. That's it for the podcast today. I'll be back later this afternoon with the Benny and the Bets podcast's own Terry Cushman as we talk about the Red Sox and what's next for them after the season, the futures of Chris Sale with the torn ligament, Mookie Betts and him turning down that contract extension, what's next for him, and possible trade partners if they decide to go that route, Dave Dombrowski's future, Alex Cora, and how much the ownership really likes him, and then we'll do rapid fire around the league as well. Maybe Nick Costos tomorrow, we'll see. I'll reach out to him at some point. And then obviously on tomorrow's regular podcast, baseball, NFL preseason, picks for NFL Week 0, college football Week 0, Little League World Series, and my best bet as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everybody.